Welcome to the descent. Who wants to do the recap?
I can do the first one.
Okay.
So we open with Elturel, the festival of the Twin Suns is beginning. And it's this celebration of the 50th anniversary of the arrival of the Companion, which is the second sun in the sky. It came as a result of prayers to gods, all gods, to rid the city of a vampire plague. So we start at the Dawn's Embrace. It's an inn in Elturel. And panning across the table, we see August Elderfire, the Asimar cleric, Tanis Ildelia, the half-elf warlock, Ophelia, the dragonborn paladin, London Rose, the young, handsome, OnlyFans-esque human ranger, and of course, last but not least, Vin Boondiggles, the deep gnome artificer. At the table beside us is the other Flaming Fist, First Company, led by Dwarf Gauntlet Renetta Hornblower. With her is another Fist, the second in command, a dragonborn named Callan, who's joking with Renetta. They're causing a bit of a scene, and we're all waiting for Mana Roland to come and kind of give us all our orders. As this is going on, Tanis flings his food over at Callan. Him and First Company are really being quite unruly and have hit the liquor pretty hard. And looking around the inn, it consists of the tavern keeper, his daughter, as well as many pilgrims here for the festival. So eventually, Mana Parolin arrives and tells us officially that we're off duty, and his command is that we enjoy the festival. And after that, we're to escort Raven Guard, back to Baulders Gate tomorrow. So we leave the Dawn's Embrace into the bright streets that are illuminated by this second sun in the air, and we go to Shiara's Market, where the heart of the festivities are. There's several games and food stalls. And in the middle here, we see the Unity Fountain. It's a fountain, there's coins, and there's these small little effigies at the bottom. So we first go to the archery range, and at the bequest or order of August, London plays, and he wins a little badge. We go to the jousting area. It's run by a Hell Rider named Halflinger, where Tanis bests Ophelia in this exciting jousting match. We go over to play Three Dragon Ante, where August sits down but loses a whole bunch. Vin heads to the food stalls to try everything, and this lady named Beatrice is running the stall, which includes these delicious pies. We then go to this like Arabian-esque market where we buy some magic stuff, including earrings of message or sending. I need to go back and actually add that to my character sheet. And then later we go to an arm wrestling competition where First Company is there and we take them on, and Ophelia wrestles Callan, bam, and wins. We then go to the ring toss where there's a little boy, Aiden, who's sad that he didn't win an owl bear, so we win it for him. It's a cute scene. And finally, we go to the tomato toss where there's this jester dressed as an imp, and he's chirping us like crazy, but we can't hit him, so we just leave. As we continue to walk the streets, we see this play that's unfolding, and it's basically telling the story of the city, kind of the lore. Again, it starts with this like vampire curse turning the city to cancer. Thasebius Krieg is like this handsome young hero, and he like kneels to the gods and begs for aid. And again, that's when the sun appears in the sky. It like burns away the vampire lord, and his plague is extinguished. And the actors step forward and say, "You've been pulled from eternal darkness, and name the blessing the companion, a friend to the sun above and to us." And then eventually they all lead this unity prayer, which ends with "Blessed be the companion." We also get a little bit more lore, just like walking around the town. We know of the unity law, which was put into place 5 years ago. Essentially, like in order to unify all the people, their city's like, above all else, we worship the companion. That's kind of number one, and it like sets the order for Eltergard. The other bit we learn is that of Shiara's Marcus. She's this old Hell Rider before the Hell Riders were actually Hell Riders, and they're like these mounted rough combatants. So we continue through the city. We have a good view of the parade, which we've kind of heard about all day. And a bell tolls, kind of signaling the end of the workday. And the sun descends, but the companion radiates on. But then, out of nowhere, both slowly and all at once, dark clouds circle overhead, and this like supernatural storm starts to take form. And black lightning strikes the companion, and this like malevolent darkness starts to like spread and engulf across the celestial body. And the lights totally extinguish. It's like a spear, or this void of darkness is all that remains. And darkness consumes the city for the first time in 50 years. And at that point, now arcs of dark lightning are shooting out from the companion, and it's just decimating the city. So, smash cut to the party. August commands us to get to the High Hall, get to Ravengard. And Tanis's pierced ear, Tanis pierces London's ear with the message earring. But then, just then, Manic Rollum rides up on us, and he commands us to help the fleeing citizens. He's like, get as many out as you can, leave at the Everlight Crossing. That's the bridge there. He's going to go to the High Hall. And he says, if the war should happen, report to Blaze Portier and direct her to this attack, but bring as many survivors out as we can. So we spring into action. We start to guide the people out of the city. And as we approach this bridge, we see a black knight with masked figures with like black lines running through their eyes. And they block the way. And there's just this bodies of innocent people that are piling up on their feet. They're just killing people as they're trying to escape. Roll for initiative. We fight them. It's pretty sick. Hafili and Tanis, they get their hands dirty up close. Tanis has the sick wombo combo where he's using booming blade and these like maneuvers. Vin has a cool like Iron Man-esque ray of frost she is able to get out before she goes down, first down of the campaign. But August eventually gets her up. London's kind of just pachoo from afar. But one thing of note is that one of his arrows knocks off the mask of the cultist, and it was the 3-dragon anti-dealer. So, insert conspiracy theories here. We end up defeating them. We clear the bridge. We make our way to the other side of the Everlight Crossing, and we look behind us, and the dark lightning just explodes from the sky. The entire city is obliterated, and there's only a smoking crater left where Elturel once stood.
That is correct. So I did want to draw something to your attention. If you look there should be a new section in your handouts or whatever called magic items, and the hearing of message, the feather token, all that stuff should be the rope of mending. It should be in there. Not under handouts, but it's just a new little folder called magic items. Do you guys have that?
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to draw that to your attention. All right. The descent. Fade to black. We fade back in. As the rain pours down, your eyes fall upon the gaping maw where Elturel once stood. There's nothing left of the city but devastation. A colossal crater filled with water from the mighty Chianthar River. Gone are the towering spires and bustling streets that once defined the city's skyline, and the companion that once graced the skies above Elturel is nowhere to be seen. The crater's edges are jagged and uneven. The river that now flows into the crater carries with it many bodies of the fallen, drifting silently in the murky waters, their lifeless forms bobbing and swaying as the waves lap against the shore. Around the perimeter of the crater, mournful and wounded citizens are scattered. They huddle together, seeking solace in each other's embrace. And around the group of you are the citizens that you managed to save, their faces streaked with blood, soot, and rain. They look up at you with despair and sorrowful gratitude in their eyes. Elturel is gone, and so is the companion. Now the once thriving city is nothing more than a massive watery grave. However, not all hope is lost. The survivors you rescued still need your help. That's where we sort of fade back in. There is a group of refugees on their knees, sitting down on their bottom, some of them laying down, exhausted, covered in blood and soot, and the rain is just pouring down on all of you. And they look up towards you as if to ask silently what to do next.
As they silently look to us, London will silently look to August.
Baulders Gate is the nearest walled city, correct?
Correct.
Well,
it's currently almost nighttime, just so you know. The sky is dark.
there's a palpable moment where August is just quiet, trying not to show that this is an unprecedented situation. What the fuck is a commander supposed to base decisions off of here? But it just kind of takes a moment and says, well, people are injured and wounded, so I don't think we can start moving tonight, especially in the dark. We'll move from the crater and the flooding, but people are going to need to rest. We're going to need to tend to wounded, see who's able to walk, and then start moving away from here.
Gauntlet Elderfire, if I may speak.
Of course.
I'm sure what these people right now need more than anything is knowing that there's a plan. We have our orders, but they don't know that. More to the point, maybe we should also go see if there's any semblance of authority that had made it out of the city, or are we all that's left?
Very well. Ophelia, can you take care of that? Start looking for people in charge. I'll start telling people what the plan is. The rest of you help with people where you can.
On your orders, sir.
Trust your judgment in the situation.
Ophelia is going to, I believe she still has her horse, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. On her horse, she's going to go out into the crowd, sort of telling people to come towards the flaming fist. We have a message for you. Come towards us.
Okay.
Any soldiers, please come.
Certainly. So, I will say, as you guys take stock of the refugees around you, you have managed to personally save a small group. Now, there may or may not be also nondescript NPC survivors. That depend. Like I am currently imagining that you are currently imagining way more refugees than what I was imagining. So that's perfectly fine. But the NPCs with names that you have found, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7 adults and 3 children that are like, you personally saved those people. The rest are like people you guided out or whatever. And there might be, let's say, another 10. So there's 17 total. Does that sound right to you guys? I hadn't imagined it that way, but we can roll with that.
Yeah, I honestly wasn't quite sure what to picture in terms of numbers.
Yes, that was about what I was picturing.
Okay, let's do that then. So there's like 10 people, and then there are these specific other ones. Like, for example, August, as you look around the crowd that is sort of looking up at you, you will see the woman that you fixed her broken leg. She at the time was guiding a group of children. Ophelia, you will have noticed that there were 2 people that you saved from a burning building when you smashed a hole in the wall. They are also here. Most of you were just guiding people out, so some of those are just people who are guided out. However, one of the children is crying like profusely because her sister was in a building that Vin led them through that collapsed. The sister didn't make it out, along with several other children. But the woman who is leading these children is very thankful. You haven't had a chance to speak to any of them yet, but she seems like trying to console these children that did survive. But like I said, in total, there's 7 adults and 3 children, and then 10 nondescript. Now, what is happening? Ophelia, you're riding out, trying to find some sort of leadership.
Like order of the companion people.
Yeah, if somebody swam across the river, if somebody was coming into the town late, just surveying the area.
Would you rather do an investigation or perception check?
They're terrible. Investigation would be better.
Okay, that's what I would want anyways.
Yeah.
So go ahead and make that check. Okay. What would the rest of you be doing in this time?
Threat assessment. Is there any other survivors that like have the white masks of the? You said there's only 17 around us. Is there?
Correct.
Is that all the people that made it out of the city?
No, there are in the distance scattered around the entire city, hundreds of people. It's just they're like way off on the opposite side of the city.
Okay. So, but in our immediate vicinity, there's nobody that look like these cultists.
Not that you can tell.
Okay.
Not that you can tell just outright. Did you want to sort of subterfuge, like look through their bags and stuff, like actually do a assessment? Okay.
I don't know how much.
I mean, you're in the fist. You like have the right to just be like, I'm gonna fucking look through your shit.
We're a bit outside our jurisdiction.
True.
That won't stop me because I can't read. But I'm not going to now. Okay. I'm just gonna like kind of sit back. But is there anyone that looks like they might be at least formidable, or is these people just like?
No, they look suffering. They look like they're suffering.
Then I can read the room enough to know that there's no cultists here.
What would everyone like? London, Vin?
Yeah, I think Vin is visibly shaken from the events and the fact that innocent people may have died because of her, but she's trying her best to cheer up, and she's cooking like a soup right now for everyone.
Are you? All right, so here's the thing. It's pouring fucking rain.
Oh, fuck.
So you would have to like maybe find shelter or something in order to like start a fire
we'd have
and
to
start cooking.
Yeah, we can't even get a fire. Then there would be something else she's doing, like sitting on a rock. She is going to do, because we're technically level 2 now, right?
If you can collect rainwater and stuff, these people probably need a drink and to get back up on their feet.
That's true.
Right on it. She'll do that, and then also, if she's level 2 now, she'll do.
She is not level 2 yet.
Yeah, okay.
You guys have to level up on a long rest.
There we go. Then she's just getting water.
Okay, so you try to set out some things to collect rainwater, your little pots and pans you carry with you. Okay. London?
I think something survival-y, looking, if it is pouring rain, trying to find a place where we can make some sort of shelter.
I love that. Why don't you make if you would like, a survival check?
Yeah, sure. That sounds appropriate. Ooh, 9.
I love that. All right, so we cut back to in August, you're just sort of leading.
Yeah, at this point, I'd probably like go over as people are splitting off to do their own things, like go over to the group, introduce myself, and just be like, first of all, anybody have immediate wounds they need tending to?
Okay, I'll get back to that in a second then. However, Ophelia, as you ride into like around the city, all you see in the immediate vicinity of you are just either dead bodies or people who are crying and distraught. As you ride through, it's like a horrific sight, and we can sort of imagine the camera shots of just Ophelia riding on her horse in the pouring rain and just people just laying in the dirt, in the mud, suffering and just visibly fucked up about what just happened. but you don't seem to find anyone that seems to be of a leadership. No fists, no, nothing like that. Actually, you do find something. As you ride past, you will see sort of lapping up against the side of the freighter where Elturel was, the color of the flaming fist on a body. What would you like to do? You see it like lapping up against the shore. You're on your horse.
Well, I'm immediately dismounting and going to investigate.
Yeah, you investigate and you sort of flip the body over, and it's one of Hornblower's men. One of the drunks.
Was it either one? Was it
No, it was not Callan. No.
Okay.
No, just one of those other two guys that were causing trouble.
Ophelia is going to take the symbol of the flaming fist and just bring it back with her.
London. You look around, and in the immediate vicinity, you do not see any shelter big enough to hold everyone. However, you do see about an hour's travel out, like an abandoned farmstead, where, well, you're not sure if it's abandoned, I guess, but you see like a farmhouse that could house everyone, but it's an hour's travel.
Okay. I would relay that up to August at whatever seems to be the least impossible time.
Sure. You go start to approach back to August. Now, August, set the scene for me, please, as you stand over the group of refugees.
Hello, everyone. My name is August. First of all, is anybody in need of immediate medical attention?
There is a man. He has sort of balding salt and pepper hair. I have a handout for him. And he's like kind of surly, and his wife is holding him. He has a very visibly broken arm.
All right, I'll use my last spell slot to pump some magical healing into it.
It sets it into place as he, jolts in pain. But he's still like suffering from a broken arm. It's just reset it, with magic.
Well, everyone, I know we're in a difficult situation right now, but myself and my team are going to do our very best to get you somewhere safe. Yeah, if like London came up and whispered in my ear at some point.
Sure.
There's a place about an hour's travel from here. That'll keep us sheltered from the rain. I'm afraid we only have one horse. But it's the only shelter in the immediate vicinity, I'm afraid.
A woman will stand up from this crowd of people who are kind of like sitting down in the mud. They're all exhausted. She has really light hair. I do have a handout for this. Yes. She has light colored hair, very delicate features, and she's wearing now filthy, dirty white robes. And on her chest is a symbol of the Order of the Companion. She looks like this. And beside her is a boy that looks very similar to her, but with darker hair. He also wears light colored robes, and he looks like this. Seems to be like a mother and son. And this woman will stand up, and she will say, I can help where I can. I'm an acolyte of the Companion. I have some healing abilities.
Anything would be appreciated.
Okay, she's gonna help the dude with the broken arm, and there is that woman that you saved, August, who has a broken leg, who will also receive a little bit of magical healing from this lady.
Yeah, and there were 3 children.
There are 3 children, yes, and they are surrounding this woman who you saved, August.
Yeah, he'll just kneel down to them and just tell them that everybody's going to make sure that they get out of here safe. They're being extraordinarily brave.
There are 3 children. One of them is maybe 11-year-old girl. She's got freckles. She's wearing sort of dingy clothes. She looks like this. There is another girl who is clutching very tightly to her chest a book, and she is sobbing. She lost her sister, Luna. She has blonde hair, and she's like 9 years old. However, it strikes you immediately as you look upon the third child. It's a boy with brown hair, clutching tightly a stuffed owlbear. As you have met this kid before, it is Aiden, who you helped receive this owlbear toy. They are a little bit too shaken to sort of engage right now. But
he just wants to like reassure them, and then
yes, the woman who leg is broken, she'll say, these children are under my charge. I'm the headmistress. Thank you for what you've done.
Of course, I just wish we could have done more.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you guys would like to do? Or would you go on to like kind of wait a little bit, get these people up and moving?
Like maybe do some more mundane healing and give them like pass out water and whatever rations we have left.
Okay.
And get the person with the infirmed leg up on the horse and start moving.
Okay.
Yeah, like Vin will clean all the water with like purify food and drink or whatever.
Perfect. Okay, cool. That sounds good. So you guys are going to start traveling towards this farmstead? Okay. You get all these people up. This woman her name, the Order of the Companion Acolyte, her name is Lysanda. And Lysanda will try to help you guys help these people. She has also tried to take a sort of, not a leadership role, but sort of trying to get everybody together. And you will get this woman with the broken leg. Her name is Brithwin. Onto a... she looks like this. Sorry. And here's Aiden. Look how goddamn cute Aiden is. Ain't he cute?
Honestly, kind of looks like me when I was a kid. Freckles, shaggy hair.
Yeah, that's Aiden. So you guys start heading off. People are limping and trying to carry one another. Lots of people are crying. Will notice, however, there is a man. He's kind of short. He's bald on top. He's got this weird sort of sideburn thing that comes up into a ponytail that's folded on the back. And he's got this huge beard. And he looks like this. He's got darker colored skin, glasses. And he is praying profusely, like visibly, loudly, like doing unity prayers and praying for Thavius Krieg's safety and the companion's safety. And just, that's all he has been doing, is just either very loudly praying out loud or whispering to himself into this sort of mania of panic. But you guys start to head towards this farmstead.
As we are walking, would it be reasonable for Ophelia to cast Divine Sense?
Sure. You use your Divine Sense. What does this appear as anything? Like, do we as an audience see anything when you do this?
I think, yeah, she will touch her ring, sort of bring it up to her eyes, and you see like a very faint goldish glow.
Cool.
As she is purely out of safety, just to see if there's anything fiendish in the area.
You do not sense anything fiendish or undead, or what's the other one?
Celestial.
No, none of those.
No, it's
None of those. So you feel like you're in the clear for now.
yeah, celestial fiend or undead.
Yeah, none of them.
Sad that she doesn't sense Sonar.
Oh, don't do that.
In our hearts.
Don't fucking do that. Um, so who is leading the horse for this woman? Because this woman that her name is Brithwin. Brithwin is the orphanage matron, and she does not know how to ride a horse. And she has a broken leg.
I'll guide it, of course, if that's necessary.
Yeah, sure. While you are guiding it, she will sort of quietly speak to you, Ophelia. And she will say, trying not to get the attention of the children who are sort of drag-assing behind. We lost a lot of children when you all led us through that building. But these children, she sort of gestures to the ones behind her, they wouldn't have made it if it wasn't for all your help. We are thankful.
In a city of thousands, to only pull out a dozen, I'm not sure that deserves much thanks.
Either way, the companion bless you. And then she sort of wrinkles her eyes as if that's a strange thing to say in these times.
Companion bless you too. Ophelia doesn't really register it.
All right. You guys make it within the hour. Is there anything you would like to do along this hour's travel other than just like try to fucking help these people stand as some of them are like falling over?
If the children are kind of drag-assing behind a little bit, then Tanis could scoop up the youngest to Aiden and Luna if they seem receptive to like some
Aiden does, but Luna does not.
All right. Well, I'll scoop at least Aiden up and like kind of hold him with one arm.
Of course. He holds very, very tightly to you. And you guys make your way to this farmstead, which is now currently abandoned. Like recently, like someone saw what happened and left. There is still a cow in there in the farmhouse. But when you open the doors, it is dry, it is full of hay, and it's big enough to house all the people.
Is this dinner tonight then, Vin? Gesturing to the cow, of course.
I'm trying to put something together.
Yeah, how much rations do you guys have? We're about to have to like do some bookkeeping here. Do you guys have rations?
Yeah, I was wondering if you would ask about that. Yeah,
I am going
we have
to.
we have plenty for now.
For now.
10 days on me.
10 days, which is like 10 rations, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll get to that in a minute because there will be that's going to be a whole ass thing because it's going to take a 10-day to get to fucking Baulders Gate. And originally you had 8, 9, 10 people. Now you have 17. So it's gonna be a little more difficult. How do you like once you guys enter this farmhouse? You know, Lysanda the person that she was carrying she'll sort of set them down, an elderly woman, set them down, and she'll start looking over people to see if they're okay. Her son does the same. These people all just sort of find places in the farm to sit down and rest. Is there anything specific you guys would do?
Ophelia would. Oh, go ahead.
No. Go ahead, Ophelia.
So you'll just go up to Gauntlet Elderfire, holding the flaming fist symbol she pulled off the body, and she'll say, "Well, Gauntlet, it appears you are the highest authority right now.
I'll be frank, this is a very difficult situation. And like kind of away from the civilians.
Of course.
Yeah, and he'd probably at this point like if we have a minute as people are settling in, like gather the whole group to.
Of course.
Like, we haven't really had a moment to address this ourselves.
Yeah, so you all gather together, away from the survivors.
So, I'm sure you all understand the gravity of the situation we find ourselves in. Rather unprecedented. So,
I know we were tasked with bringing the survivors to Baulders Gate, but if I may speak freely, our priority should be getting information to our higher ups. If something like this can happen to Elturel, why couldn't it also happen to Baulders Gate? They need to be warned.
Baldur's Gate doesn't have a giant magical orb floating over it in the sky.
Which might
Something's
make things
wrong
even
with that.
worse.
We have our orders. It's simple. Madam told us to get these people back to Baldur's Gate. We follow the orders.
Of course, first rank Fidelia. I'm not saying we don't. I'm not saying we disregard our orders, but we also have to think about more than just the people inside this barn.
At this stage, I think we do the best that we can to the best of our abilities. But frankly, I'm not proud of how I handled things in the city. Things started going poorly, and I was focused on my job and the Grand Duke when there were thousands of people who needed help around us. And so we make up for that here. We get these people to safety. And we do what we can once we follow up with Blaze Portier. But I'll trust, for the next 10 days at least, I'll trust all of your judgments we're spread thin here, so.
I don't really know what to say. When I joined the Fist, I didn't think anything like this would happen. Ophelia, if you can find a way to get the message to Baldur's Gate, I'm all for it. I think that's the right move, but all I see is these people in front of me, leading them to safety. The only thing I can think about right now.
Unfortunately, I don't have a method myself. All I'm saying is, let's not prioritize comfort when speed is necessary. Getting these people to safety quickly might be the best option, even if we have to push them a little harder than they'd like to. I mean, people can walk a 10-day, certainly. You might have some blisters on the feet, but they'll be alive.
How this road that leads between Baldur's Gate and Elturel, obviously as a company and multiple companies of Flaming Fist on our way here probably would have been relatively safe, being a small army.
Mm-hmm.
How susceptible are we to things like bandit attacks now that it's just 5 of us and a bunch of refugees?
Yes. Why?
Bad?
Yeah,
like
bad.
High road bad?
Yeah, like high road bad. Yeah. And basically, so there is no like the high road is like fucking paved for most of it, right? The road that leads between Elturel and Baldur's Gate, because Baldur's Gate and Elturel are not like homies, there is no fucking road. It is only the sort of loose path that leads along the Chianthar. So you guys are basically here. I mean, I can pull you over to the fucking, I got a map. So you guys basically, like, you can kind of tell that it's like pale on the side of the river Chianthar. like to the south of the River Chianthar, because that's where you guys are now, south of the river. You will be following the river basically the whole way there. It is a sort of worked road, but it's not like a road. So you are susceptible to monster attacks and whatever else.
I'll bring that up then to Hopfilly and be like, we can push ourselves, but if people start falling, we overexert ourselves. We suscept ourselves to, we'll call them unforeseen dangers for now.
Well, I won't disagree with that. Fortunately, we can readjust the plan on the road, but let's just not stay around too long. I would rather get away from the city, or where the city used to be anyway. Would we know of... So I see a Fort Morninglord that appears to be on the way. Is that a settlement?
So you guys would have passed it on the way in and avoided it pretty heavily because it is a... let's see. Why doesn't everybody make history checks? We'll see what you guys either heard or know of Fort Morninglord.
History. Ooh, I'm not good at that. Tracks.
Okay, so Vin and let's say Ophelia. Can you, Eric, take your thing off of it, man? So I'll say Vin and Ophelia. You guys would have heard when you were like avoiding it on your way in with older Ravengard, that it is currently a camp for Order of the Companion Knights. However, Vin, you know more details than Ophelia does, and you would know that the actual Fort of the Morninglord, was hold up, I have actual details. Hold on. 20 years ago, the entire garrison of Soldiers of Light, which are Knights of Lathander, disappeared overnight, and every stone in the garrison was blackened and every door fused shut. Favius Krieg feared the fort was contaminated by some unknown evil and ordered it sealed, and anyone who entered the fort would be outlawed. All entrances were then completely bricked up. So it is an abandoned, cursed fort on a hill. The Order of the Companion Knights do not go there. They just use the like it's on a big hill. They use the base of the hill as their camp. And it's like it's sort of like the edge of Elturgard, right? So that's like where their station is for protecting the outer reaches of Elturgard.
Yeah, what are they called again? The organization that uses it?
The ones that currently use it, or 20 years ago?
Currently.
Order of the Companion Knights.
Okay, I got that. Just wanted to make sure. Okay.
And so, Vin, you would have known that, either heard of the story beforehand or whatever. You heard that, but all of you know that it's basically like a Order of a Companion Knight thing, and you guys avoided it like heavily, went way around, out of your way to go around it before.
Yeah, so I'm assuming Vin would have told everyone beforehand. Everyone already probably knows, and
Sure.
We're probably just going to avoid it on the way back as well.
Okay. Is there anything else you guys want to do? It seems like these people, they might be hungry. You know, they might want to eat, but honestly, most of them are already starting to get rest. I'd say after all the dilly-dallying and figuring out of shit, it's probably like 9:30 at night right now.
You said it's summer. Fire not like necessary for warmth survival?
No, not for warmth. No, you guys are like in the far south too, so if you were like closer to Neverwinter, it might be colder, but down here it's fucking warm as hell.
Anything else you need from us, Gauntlet of the Fire? Should we just bed down for the night with the others?
I can produce water for our journey, but food is going to be an issue.
If you want, I could butcher the cattle and cook what we can to keep.
If you need assistance in cooking it, let me know.
I'm afraid we might have to. I don't know how reliable the hunting will be out there.
We'll take care of it. Ration what we can then.
Might be a long night for some of us, but if we can butcher and salt the meat from that cow, can last us a good amount of the trip.
Don't know if any of us feel like sleeping or even could sleep right now.
We're about to walk for 8 hours at least, so we're gonna need it.
London would.
Oh,
I was just going to say, if there's nothing else, London would nod to those orders and start to take care of butchering the cow.
Okay. Vin, would you be assisting in this?
Vin, the cook, I imagine, would, and
Vin,
it sounds
yeah.
like Ophelia has some expertise as well.
Say she can use her breath weapon charges, which is fire.
Get a good
Char
sear on
it
it.
up. Yes, sir.
Some gourmet shit we're cooking up here.
Okay, so then the three of you, I imagine, Vin, London, and Ophelia, start taking care of this cow. You lead it out back in the rain or something so that people don't witness some more death today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I guess Vin is probably telling London, like, all right, this is a good cut right here. We're gonna feed this, not that one. That one's too fatty.
As you're telling London that, you'll notice he seems like fairly proficient. Like, maybe he's had to live off the land and kill and eat a few things himself. He'll take your pointers, but he's not like, fumbling around with this knife. He's like kind of like almost surprisingly capable at this.
Okay. Is there anything else you
Cool.
guys would do?
Yeah, there's like a barn, right? To this thing.
You're
Or
in
are
a
we
barn.
in the barn? We
You
are
are in the barn, yes.
The upper, is there like, I can't remember what the door to the upper floor is called. Is there somewhere that we can get like a vantage point?
Yes, sure.
And perhaps look out back towards Elturel and
Yes.
see if there's any more refugees headed this way.
It doesn't appear that they are headed this way. You guys kind of went on an angle, but there are people in the night walking like towards down the river Gianthar.
All right. I'll call down to August. I'll just be like, Gauntlet, there's more survivors than just these folk.
I will note there is a fuckload lot more than the people that you have. Like bukus more. Even in the surrounding area. But you would have noticed, like staring at the crater of Elturel itself, that there was a couple hundred people just standing at the edge of the crater.
Do we hope?
Yeah. I don't know how much more we can take on, but I know we don't exactly have the resources to go chasing down people in the darkness.
Could light a fire.
I know. I'm gonna go out on a porch and or whatever the front of this house is,
Sure.
just cast a light spell, start, because like the rain won't keep a fire, just
Sure.
so there's a beacon for people to follow on the road.
Okay.
Hopefully not, triggering and being too representative of the companions.
Yeah. Okay. Would you guys be taking watch?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely after that.
What is our watch order? I only need 3.
I'll stay up for the first.
All right, Tanis is first. Who's next?
I'll grab the second.
Ophelia's next. Who's next? I only need one
I
more.
feel like the scout should probably do it.
Okay, London, you wake up a little bit earlier than everyone else to take your watch.
Perks of command.
Yes, yes. So from what I'm reading, you can get like fucking 5 if you got to take like a lot of time to butcher up this cow to get it like enough the actual amount of meat that you could get off of it. And it is enough to last you the fucking journey. Definitely, but it's gonna take you like basically tonight and like fucking tomorrow to get it all, like at least maybe half a day tomorrow to get it all cleaned up, properly fucking whatever. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna take some time. It says 500 pounds.
So fucking diesel piece of cattle here.
It says a 1,200-pound beef animal. How big is a fucking cow? How big is a cow?
They're pretty heavy.
Fucking
Yeah,
huge.
Say
fucking
1,200
yeah.
probably sounds right. Yeah.
500 pounds of meat is what you get. Like that's enough to last you your whole journey, but it's gonna take you half a day tomorrow to fucking clean it all up.
I mean,
Honestly.
would Ophelia and Vin helping London speed that process up at all?
I mean, that is what I'm.
Oh, with the three of us, yeah, sure.
That's what I mean, you got to cook it too and prepare it or whatever season, whatever you got to do to like make it so that it'll last 10 days without refrigeration.
Yeah.
Right? So it's gonna take some time.
Just let it rot and cast purify food.
You can shave some time off if you do that, I guess.
Like we might actually have to if we're. I mean, the plan is to like head down, get to Baulders Gate. I don't know if we have time to like properly butcher, preserve, etc. Like spending another half day.
In the grand scheme, it's only adding 5% to our journey.
Well, yeah. Is there time? Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, this being like a farm, do they have things like a cart or something? That maybe not a horse-drawn carriage, but like a cart that like people can pick up and carry.
Oh, like a wheelbarrow? Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
No cart, unfortunately, but you do have a wheelbarrow, like a decent-sized wheelbarrow.
You can just chop up the cow and just throw them in there, and just day by day keep dressing them.
Vin will actually pipe up and say that she might have a solution for this issue come morning. She's been like fiddling with something, and she thinks she can get it in the morning. Yeah.
This motherfucker wants to level up so bad.
Dude, I have nothing at level 1. I need something.
All right, well, if you guys take a fucking long rest, you can assess the rest of the morning. Would you like to take a long rest?
Yeah, but is there an hour before the rest that Vin can take to use her chef feet and make the little the treats out of the meat?
Sure.
All right, so you guys get what 10 hit points, or let's see. Oh, it's regained. You can regain. You can spend. Yeah, at the end of the short rest, any creature eats the food or spends one or more hit dice.
But it's gonna go bad by morning, so you might as well just do it in the morning.
Oh, so do it in the morning then.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Okay. Do you guys want to take a long rest, keeping watch, making sure these people are okay? The people there's quiet chatter, but there is not a lot of personality coming out of these people right now. It may, they're still all in a lot of shock. So there might be in the days to come, they sort of recover. But for right now, everyone is quiet, solemn, and confused.
Lot to unpack, yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. How does a Dungeoneer's pack not have a bedroll in it?
I don't know.
I'm sleeping on hay tonight.
All right.
I don't have that.
Well, you know what? I imagine you would have a bedroll. Then everybody just gets a free bedroll because you're fucking Flaming Fist on a travel journey to Elturel with older Raven Guard. Like, yeah, he outfitted you guys a little bit. Right. He's the goddamn Grand Duke of Baulders Gate. He gave you fucking sleeping beds, sleeping rolls.
That's fine. So generous and kind of our benevolent leader. And I'll pay that forward by setting it out so that maybe the children have something to lay on that's more than just the floor.
Okay, this girl Luna has recovered from her crying and has just been furiously reading a book. This one book that she managed to save. It's got a little bit of ash and char on it.
What's the book?
It appears to be a book of fairy tales.
Is it the Adventures of Elminster?
No, it's not.
Okay.
Not appropriate for a child.
True. All right. So just take a fucking long rest. You guys level up.
Yay.
And while you were leveling up, I'm gonna give you guys some little bit of information for in the morning. So people, including yourselves, need 1 pound of food per day and 1 gallon of water. So that is 17 pounds of food a day. Well, not including you guys. So that's 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 pounds of food a day. And 1 gallon of water, which is 22 gallons of water. Technically, children need half of that. So it's actually not that much. Maybe let's say like 18 or something. There is... Okay, so let's do travel. If you follow the river, you can travel with the refugees 20 miles in a day, which is basically 2.5 miles in an hour. But you can... It's a little short of a 10-day with the way that I have the map set up. But we're just going to... It's just going to take a 10-day. By the afternoon of the 10th day, you will be in Baulders Gate. We're going to use the map distance-wise until we get really close to Baulders Gate, and then we're just going to say by the end of the 10th day, you're at Baulders Gate. There are... I mean, this whole fucking cow thing is actually might save you guys, because there is a way to forage, and you could scavenge local farmsteads as well tomorrow if you wanted to get some more food, and or also bedrolls, clothes, gear, tools. You could scavenge those as well tomorrow if you wanted to. Water can come from the river. It's fresh water until you get like closer to Baulders Gate, where it's like brackish, and then it's salt water in the ocean. The river runs towards the flow of the rivers towards Baulders Gate. That is the information that you guys know for traveling. So it is possible to scavenge for stuff and forage as well if need be.
Rangers get Zephyr Strike at level 1?
They get
It
what?
is. It's a ranger spell, yeah.
Zephyr Strike. I thought I saw it in Tasha's or something, but it's not on D&D or Roll20 here.
Yeah, it's definitely a ranger spell, though, if that's what you're
Yeah,
worried about.
100. Just like it is only a ranger spell.
Yeah. Okay. And Brendan, it's a level 1 spell, right?
Yep.
It is, and it's a bonus action to cast.
Yeah, it's a really good spell.
I had looked at it.
Holy shit, it is a good spell.
Good. I just I don't see it in Roll20's.
Yeah, you can take it.
Thing.
Probably because I don't have Xanathars.
Okay. There we go.
Not see any paladin spells.
All right, Vin is gonna literally like bless everyone up now.
Okay.
Been fiending for it.
Yeah, seriously.
Okay, firstly, yeah, we're gonna do the 8-hour version of the chef feed actually, where if we get 1 hour in the morning, I don't know how if that doesn't affect travel too badly.
No, it won't. You guys still have to take like half a day tomorrow to finish, let's say 3 hours tomorrow. Butchering this cow, I'll count this as part of that.
So let's see. Okay, who needs temp hit points the most? I only get 2 right now. Because it's proficiency
Probably
bonus.
someone in the front.
Yeah, so Tanis and Ophelia probably.
Tanis and
Nah,
Ophelia,
don't
I was
do
gonna
me.
say, yeah.
Okay, then
Okay, so-
Vin probably you need Simon Ophelia.
Yeah,
Vin,
and
yeah,
Ophelia.
Vin would be good.
Okay. All right. So if you
Appreciate
eat
the
it
thought,
in the
but,
morning,
yeah.
temporary hit points. So you get 2 temporary hit points. I know Brendan uses like a different like mechanic for this one, for
I
the
was
little
I
dab.
I could offer. I would be willing to offer that to you if you would rather use that.
Okay, I'll use this one for this session, but
okay, you want to
yeah.
switch it to the like what is it, inspiring leader feat?
Yeah, the inspiring leader. I think that just works a lot better.
Yeah,
It's like
we'll just flavor it as the chef feat for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm totally down with that.
Okay, cool. But for now, yeah, so 2 temporary hit points, I'll add that. And you basically get that every morning until she switches up the people.
Okay.
Okay. Then next, she's gonna get out a little pouch she's been like fiddling with. And she's going to use her first infusion. And yeah, it's crazy you can do this at 2nd level. Yeah, there's this infusion called like replicate magic item, and she can make a bag of holding.
No fucking way.
What?
Yeah, she can. Yeah.
So here's what I want to know is, what does this look like when Vin does it? Like, do you cast some sort of holding spell on it, or are you not that kind of? Do you like twiddly pink with it until you make?
I imagine her magic is very based on like, it's like she has multiple focuses. Like every little magical gem that she has like a little, like another pouch with like these colorful gems.
Oh, it's in the gems that make the thing magic.
Yeah, and she like carves stuff into them, and then she ties one to the bag, and then suddenly when she opens the bag, it's like a void. It's like she'll open it and it keeps stretching, and you can see
that's
like
very
endless...
deep gnome, very deep gnome. I love that. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Like their magic is in rocks. Very deep gnome, very deep gnome. I love that. Very good.
And yeah, so now we have a bag of holding. And for the last bless up, she'll actually call over London. Oh.
Yes.
He's rolling some test attacks.
No,
I see you taking pot shots there, and I think I can help.
You just keep shooting the cow.
Told you I'm good at this. Yeah, well, what is it, Vin?
If you would let me see your bow, please.
Well, he'll hesitate for a second and say, well, all right, but please be careful. It was a gift from a dear friend.
Of course, and she takes it very carefully with the care of like handling tools. And she will again take like a little string and get one of her like little purple crystals on it, and she'll carve some like little almost like runes onto the crystal, and she'll tie it around the bow. And now it has a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with it.
You can do this at 2nd fucking level?
Yep.
Artificers are fun.
I only get 2. That's the last one.
Busted. Yeah, oh my god. You guys are strong ass 1st level player characters, I just want to say. Like everybody's got feats and shit. Fucking London has 2 feats.
So yeah, just to repeat one more time, +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls.
Yeah, it's a +1 bow. It's a fucking magic bow now.
Yep. Okay. +1 bow. It also, I don't know if there's any metal on it, but any metal probably doesn't rust now, and it like glows a little bit.
Yeah, it's a fucking magic item.
The metal not rusting is what I'm really concerned about.
Yeah.
That is so sick. I really, really, really am feeling Vin now.
Yeah, I was waiting so long.
I fuck with it. I fuck with it now. I get it now. The rocks are the magic. It's fucking sick. I love that.
Magic rocks.
Magic rock. That's so deep gnome. Oh my god, that's Snurf Eblin all the way. So I love that. Okay, so you guys wake up in the morning, and so do all the refugees. They seem to have recovered. They are chattering amongst themselves. A lot of them are hungry. But yeah, there's no encounters. You guys all, fucking stay up through the night, keeping watch. And I will say, through the course of the night, all of you taking watch will occasionally see people pass by, just like small groups of people just walking through the night towards down the river Trianthar, either towards the fort of Morninglord or towards Baulders Gate. Who knows? They're just heading down. Did you actually want to attract people with your spell?
Yeah, if we could help more people.
Sure. Make a fucking. What is you're a wisdom caster? Make a wisdom persuasion. I don't know if you're proficient in that.
I am not.
Okay, so just a wisdom check then. Okay. Yeah, you don't manage to get any new people. But when you guys awaken in the morning, it is still raining. It's still raining outside. What is your plan for the day? And people sort of awaken and look to all of you as in, what do we do now?
So we're just gonna take the morning to prepare. Have some food coming out to get us moving shortly. But then the plan is rather simple: just head west and to find safety in Baldur's Gate.
Someone in the crowd will say, "So we're headed to Baulders Gate then?"
That's right. The nearest walled city to here. We're part of the Flaming Fist. We have allies and resources there. Can provide aid to you. I believe it's the best and safest place to head right now.
You get a lot of nodding heads. Like, yeah, we agree. This is probably our best option.
London would nudge Vin. Vin, if you want to start serving what food we cut up last night, I can continue salting the meat this morning.
Of course. Let me just see up the rest.
You said it's going to take another half day, Jay, to finish the rest of this.
3 hours. 3 hours.
Okay. Yeah. Well, London would start to get to it then.
Okay. All right, Vin, did you want to try to cook something up for these refugees?
Yep, she's gonna cook. So I imagine, yeah, like London salting it, passing it over, and then how would she be cooking it? She definitely has like a pan or something, or she's just
but
using
here's
her
the thing:
pot.
it's not big enough to like actually serve all these people. So you're gonna have to make it twice.
Yeah, she's gonna have to do one by one. She's gonna do one piece of meat, like hang it up on a little. She's pretty good with rope as well as with like stonework.
I imagine also you
like,
have like some fucking potatoes or something. You can make a soup if you wanted. That's probably the easiest thing to feed everybody.
All right, we could make a soup. Yep.
Okay. Make a
soup is made.
Fucking cook's utensils check. You can use your intelligence because you're an artificer. So
I was just about to ask. Okay, intelligence, proficiency. Okay, here we go. Come on. Okay.
Oh.
So you get the food out in a timely manner, and it tastes pretty good. Do you? Ophelia bought you some new spices. Do you want to try them out?
Yeah, let's use them.
Sure. You use some.
This is like a whole mini game right here.
Turmeric and what is it?
Cumin?
No, cumin.
Cumin was the spice.
Turmeric. So that's an interesting combination. I don't know what it's going to taste like, but it's good. You do a great job. You make it really good. And a lot of these people are very thankful.
Yeah, and she'll give a quiet smile if she sees that girl who is crying, like eating the food and enjoying it.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah. Vin will appreciate that.
London, you grew up on a farm, right? What's the going market rate for a cow?
I was quite young when I was on the farm. I could butcher cows for myself to eat, but trading, and merchantry of them is far beyond my expertise.
Well, at least leave a note that says sorry about the cow.
Sure.
Couldn't find a meter. Here's $4.
Sure. The Lysanda, the acolyte of the companion, will approach August, and she will say, excuse me, I don't mean to interrupt.
Not at all. We're on the same boat here.
Are we going to be heading down the river?
Yes.
Are we going to try to stop at the fort of the Morninglord?
From what my compatriots have told me, We gave it a rather wide berth on our way over to Elturel. From what I've heard, it's not much of a fortification anymore.
No, but it is a order of the companion camp. If there are more refugees, they may be gathering there. We could resupply if we're heading to Baulders Gate, or maybe the Order of the Companion can take care of us.
Thank you for that. We'll certainly look into it as we make our way.
Thank you for everything.
Of course.
Yep. Alrighty. In the 3 hours that it takes Ophelia, Vin, and London to take care of this cow situation, what would August and Tanis be doing?
I feel like Tanis would be at least kind of trying to keep some semblance of. I'm sure that people are probably too scared to be doing anything irrational, but just making sure that everyone's okay, making sure no one's doing anything irrational, trying to keep a little bit of order.
Sure.
Also probably conversing with the three cooks, making sure they have what they need, offering help where he can.
Yeah, there is this elderly man who looks like he was probably a beggar. And he in Elturel, and he has a pet goat. And his goat keeps bothering people. How do you wish to handle that situation? Like, people are starting to get irritated that this goat like is eating their clothes and stuff.
Yeah, I'll approach the man.
Mhm.
And I'll just ask him, be like, do you plan to join us to Baldur's Gate?
If you'll take me.
Well, we will, but we find ourselves at a bit of a impasse. If you seek refuge within the city walls, your hoofed friend will not be as welcome as you are.
Clyde? Are you talking about Clyde?
The goat?
Yeah, Clyde.
Indeed.
There's no, you can't have a goat.
He will be forced to remain stabled outside, which costs more gold than it appears that you could afford.
Well, I will just stay outside the city then.
Perhaps I hear the fort of the Morninglord is used by the Order of the Companions. Perhaps you seek refuge with them.
I don't much care for the Order of the Companion. They never much liked me. Or Clyde, really.
I'm trying to be, how do you put it, gentle about this situation. Clyde is a bit of a bother to the other refugees.
Well, I'm very sorry. The other refugees are a bother to Clyde.
What's your name, sir? If you don't mind me asking.
Goran.
Glorin. Glorin, I'm going to put this simply, and I'm going to say it once, and this is it. Get that fucking goat under control.
Make an intimidation check.
Fuck yeah. Oh.
Yes, sir. Right away. And he goes and there's like a goat that's trying to eat some lady's hair, and he like goes and grabs the goat. It's a billy goat. It's just as old as he is, and he grabs the goat by the belly and sort of lifts it up and holds it tight to him. And he gives you a thumbs up.
Welcome with us as far as that goat doesn't bother the others.
You got it, sir.
Have a good day.
You didn't threaten to slaughter that goat, did you?
No, just kick him out of the party.
I just saw a stern look and a man grab his goat, so all right, we're good.
Though you do bring up a good point, Gauntlet. The others, if food stores begin to run short, he might need a little bit of protection.
Not Clyde!
By the way, as August and Tanis are having this conversation, if August is looking at him, we've been around for a while, probably a couple of 10 days at least. You'll notice like a ring around Tanis's eyes. Like he usually has green eyes. They have like a golden ring around each of them right now. Part of his
Like
iris.
that wasn't there before.
Or
No, it was
oh,
not.
You all right? You look
What do you
like you
mean?
got a like Wilson's disease or something.
I don't know who Wilson is.
It's when you get metals built up in your eye.
Do I have like a mirror or something on my throat? Or does someone have a mirror or
oh,
something?
your sword, your sword.
All right, I'll pull out my sword and I'll look myself in the mirror. That wasn't there yesterday, I don't think. I huh. Well, certainly no concern of us right now. We have bigger fish to fry. Worry about it later.
Well, yeah. All right. You're right. Maybe just have someone look at that when we get a chance. If it's something, I'm not, something ill. I'm not sure what it is. So
Well, you're the healer amongst us. If you have no idea what it is, I certainly wouldn't know where to start.
Those around one eye, Will, or both eyes?
Both eyes, but like it's like on the outer rings of my pupils.
Cool.
Did you look at my character sheet?
No, I didn't. Should I?
Oh.
I will.
I mean, you can. I thought that's why I just chuckled.
No, I am just as interested to find out what the fuck is going on as everybody else is.
Don't look at it.
I will. Oh, okay. I know what it is. Fucking awesome. All right. So, is there anything you guys do for the 3 hours? Mostly people are just trying to fucking gather themselves and sort of starting to get this sort of sense, not community, but like, hi, we're in this position together. You know what I mean? Like starting to get to know each other. It's very quiet. It's very subdued. Some people are trying to put this sort of Elturel thing out of their minds.
Yeah.
Within the confines of the barn, you can't see Elturel, so they are starting to not forget about it, but like trying to put it back.
Yeah, the one thing, the only other thing that August would want to do is whoever in the group is receptive, he would like lead some kind of prayer to Kalimvor to like for the passage of the dead.
Interesting. There you start to lead a prayer, right? And a lot of people are like, yeah, prayer, that's good. And once you even mention Kalimvor, a lot of people get uninterested in what you're trying to say. They are like, oh, what did he just say? That's awkward. They still keep their heads lowered in respect, but they didn't like that very much. All right, but your cow is butchered and cleaned up. You have 500 pounds of food, which is definitely going to get you to Baulders Gate. However, how in the ever-living fuck? Oh, you're going to put it in the bag of holding.
I think the bag of holding could just fit that.
Perfect. All right, done. 3 hours have gone by. People are starting to get a little restless.
All right, so then in that case, if we got everything ready,
yeah.
Well, without further ado, we'll head out.
Okay. You all gather the people, sort of get them up on their feet, and you start to head out. You are making your way towards Baulders Gate. After about an hour, the rain goes to a trickle and then stops. However, the Chianthar is a little flooded, like has a little more water in it than usual, and the road that you guys are walking on is very muddy. Around midday, you will hear the rickety sounds of a... Well, actually, let's talk about this. How the fuck are you guiding these people?
I guess I would be up front with the horse.
Yeah, you have a horse, so you're riding the horse up front. Okay.
I guess.
Sorry, go ahead, Tannis.
I would probably just be helping. I think her name was Breathwyn.
Yeah, Breathwyn
has the bum leg.
Yes.
So just helping her with like her over one arm,
Yeah.
and on the other arm probably still holding Aiden if he
Okay.
needs
Yep.
help.
Sure.
Just mingled in with the rest of them.
Sure. London.
Scout would be at the front, I imagine, but I'd
Okay.
defer to Gauntlet for that.
Yeah, like I imagine London is probably out like ranging a little bit where he'll go a couple 100 feet ahead, come back, be like it's clear, and then kind
Sure.
of watch, rinse, repeat.
Sure.
But yeah, otherwise I'd probably just be like, if more people are in the front, I'll go toward the end of the group, make sure nobody's getting
Lagging
too
behind.
far behind.
And then Vin, what about you?
I guess she'll be in the middle, making sure that no one looks like too tired or hungry. And like if someone like falls down, she'll like help them up.
Sure. Yeah, so some old man with a cane slips in the mud and you help him back up. Your little tiny self helps him back up. Once the rain stops, it's about midday, and you guys, whoever's nearer to the back, I guess, will hear the sound of like a cart sloshing through the mud. And as you turn behind you, you will see a cart and oxen being led by an oxen. It's moving just a little bit faster than you guys are. The cart itself is covered, but it is draped with rugs, like fine rugs and silk curtains. And there is a humanoid figure with dark skin and billowing robes leading the cart. Who said that they were like near the back? Let's say Tanis, because you're like helping Brithwin and she has a broken leg. So Tanis, you will see this figure and recognize him as Mosif Malhamadi. As he's riding on his cart, sort of in your guys' direction from the back.
All right. I'll see him and I'll call up Gauntlet, Elderfire. Need you back here.
Yeah, I'll just like wave off whoever's next to me and start making my way over there.
Sure, yeah. After a moment, the cart will catch up with you guys. And yeah, I mean, clearly you see this dark-skinned man riding on his cart. And as you guys are sort of standing in the group as they're walking, he will see you and recognize you. Say, I remember you, soldiers. Do you remember me?
You had the stall set up, right?
You've bought a fair share of my wares. I am Mosif Malhamadi of Kalamshan. And as he bows, you'll see that he has this horrible fucking black eye and this gash across the side of his face.
That's new, I presume?
Yeah. Yeah, there's like dried, caked up blood on the side of his face.
How on earth did you get a wagon out of that city?
He laughs and he says, I had it outside the city.
Oh, good for you then.
It is good to see you alive amidst all this carnage. Are you helping these people?
Yeah, you're welcome to join us, but you seem to be doing quite well for yourself. But that won't, we won't turn you away if you need aid too.
I was trampled by a careless knight and his horse. And he'll sort of gesture towards his face. I may have lost my coin purse, so I have no money to repay you, but please, I would love to join your caravan.
Well, having more eyes on the road is never a bad thing. What about provisions? What do you have?
He'll look behind him, and his cart is mostly empty. He will say, I can provide my cart and ox for our travel, but I lost much of my wares in my escape. I do have some blankets and clothing I can provide.
That's very generous of you. We appreciate that.
Where are you headed?
Baulders Gate.
I have a friend in Baulders Gate, little Kalamshan. I should be. It is good luck that I've. No. He'll say something about the gods. He said, "It is the gods' will that I have met you on this journey."
We won't turn down any help we can get. It would be good if you could help perhaps load the wounded and slow amongst into your cart.
Of course. He'll stop his cart and get off, and he rubs the side of his face as it just the impact of his feet hitting the ground gives him a headache, and he will offer the cart to any who wish to ride. He'll sort of do a big grand gesture and say, "Please, all of you, those that need, those wounded, please come."
Calavan was your name, right?
This guy?
Yeah.
His name is, I am Mosif Malhamadi of Kalamshan.
Mosif Malhamadi.
Yeah, okay. Mosif Malhamadi of Kalamshan.
Come here for a moment. Hopefully you will say she's sort of ridden back on her horse.
Oh, yeah. I imagine so. Yeah.
Can you come here for a moment? Perhaps I can help.
Okay. He will approach you. He smells really good. Like, really, really good for some reason. He just smells awesome.
She will try lay on hands 3?
Sure.
4?
3 is plenty. It gives him a black eye. It seals the wound a little bit, heals it a little bit. Obviously he's still suffering from pretty hard head wound, but he seems to be all right.
Here, a little tending for the road.
Thank you. I am forever in your debt. Perhaps when we get to Baulders Gate, my friend in Little Kalamshan, he can help me get a reward for you.
I think London would have made his way back with Ophelia to
I'm sure now
this.
all of you can be here, yeah.
Not kind of joining into the interaction, but can London see does his intentions look genuine? Is he really just a nice guy who's offering all this stuff?
Make an insight check.
London's typically not too trusting of people, full stop. 15.
Okay, so he seems like a very nice, generous man.
Okay.
Something is just a tiny bit strange about him, but it's probably because he's from Kalamshan. He's just like a foreigner, and something's just a little weird about that.
Mosif, she'll say maybe after a little thinking.
Yeah.
On your way out of the city, did you encounter anyone with unusual masks?
I cannot say that I did. Mask, you say? Like masquerade?
Something like that. Whites with a sort of black symbol and crying eyes.
I cannot say that I had. My deepest apologies.
If you didn't encounter them, that's a good thing for you.
Okay. So, Brithwin and probably the children and maybe some elderly will load up into the cart with the oxen. And Mosif Malhamadi, now feeling a little bit better from his head wound, will get the cart going. And you guys can continue on your journey if you so wish.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
And sorry,
now that I'm
is
freed up,
Brethwin's the mistress of the orphaned children?
Yes.
Right.
Now that Tanis is freed up from like Brithwin, he'll probably join Ophelia up front towards the front.
Perfect. You have enough food. Okay. Let's see. It's, how did I say 2 miles an hour? 2.5 miles an hour. 3 hours of your day were wasted. So that's 5 hours. So you actually get about halfway to the Fort of the Morninglord by the end of the day. We'll put you right there. So we'll put you right there. All right. Is there anything that you guys do on the travel? It seems pretty uneventful, other than the fact that a lot of these people are like fucking tired, and the road is muddy as hell, and you know it's cloudy. It's overcast too. It's not like nice pristine summer weather now. It's still overcast. It's pretty hard on these people. Is there anything specific you guys would like to do during the day of travel?
Uneventful is good for London. He'll keep grinding it up, scouting ahead and reporting back. However, uneventful it is, but he's just kind of on that cycle.
Okay. Anything else specific anyone else would like to do?
Something small. If given the chance, Ophelia might sketch down the look of the mask on something, but...
Okay. Yeah, done. You will see that most of the refugees, or you will notice that most of the conversation and stuff between the refugees they're eager to reach safety. A lot of them are fearful of outside the city. They're hoping that they can hoping to get to the fort of the Morninglord as quickly as possible. A lot of them are like trying to get to the fort of the Morninglord because they feel like it's safe. They don't want to stay the night out here.
That's like a rational fear, right? Not like sheltered Elturians.
No. Yeah, it's a rational fear for sure. This is not even a road, and the road is dangerous. This is a point of light setting, right? Everything that's not a walled city is dangerous. Goblins, fucking gnolls, fucking bullets and shit. Like, it's not a safe place out here.
We're literally between the fields of the dead and the wood of sharp teeth.
That's right. So it is getting to be it is beginning to be the end of the day. And as you crest a hill, people start to like chatter a lot because in the darkness, you can barely make out the cliff atop of which is the fort of the Morninglord. And you would probably reach it by 1 or 2 in the afternoon tomorrow. But it is getting to be time for everyone to rest. What would you guys like to do? Like, how would you like to handle resting all these people?
This Mosif, he said he had like blankets? Did he have
does.
like rugs and such?
He does.
Could we try to gather these as well as any perhaps like large tree branches and make some makeshift tents and cover for the
sure.
refugees?
That would require a survival check. Would you gather?
I recruit anyone that is good at that.
Okay.
London, get back here. I have a task for you.
Yes, Tannis, what is it?
How do we build tents?
Um,
I grew up in the cities. My foster parents didn't take us out into the fields too much.
And this is like the simplest thing for London, who like basically grew up on his own, like in the force and stuff, but he won't let on like a big eye roll, like what a fucking idiot. He'll like earnestly kind of give you the step-by-step of like how to do it, what to look for, etc.
Okay, cool. So why don't you make a survival check with advantage?
Let's just talk. This is like the flanking of survival checks.
Okay, you managed to make some shitty shelters for some people. Not enough for everyone,
rugs,
but
lightweight canvas. You know?
Yeah.
Serviceable roof overhead for now, type of thing.
Yeah, like they were like silks and fine fabrics, right? Not like heavy canvas sheets for a tent.
Right. Yeah, okay. Yes. Sure. Yes. I mean, there was rugs, like fucking Persian rugs and shit, but still, it's not a tent. But it's manageable. Do you guys make a fire or anything?
Yeah, I mean, if we have breath weapons, sure. I have a bunch of torches too, and
I mean, London, you're a expert survivalist. You can fucking make a fire if you want to.
sure, yeah.
Okay.
Not that anyone's like probably watching Amid the Chaos, but like London is like very in his element. If you see him like making fires out of nothing, shelters, he's like, this young fucking dumb 19-year-old. He's like doing some work here.
Vin, would you be cooking up something for everybody?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, I won't require another check. I just wanted to know how good you cook cow, and you cook cow good. So you're good for this. So you making everybody food. It's now nighttime, and you got a little camp set up, and the whole of the surviving Altar Guardians sit around this fire, eating their little bowls of soup. And I think Lysanda Lodin, this Order of the Companion Acolyte, will stand up, and she will say, I would like to lead everyone in a unity prayer. And people nod and stuff like that. She would say, before all others, we give thanks to the Companion, whose light blessed our fields and shielded us from the dark. Now, as the smoke of our beloved city rises, and the Companion's light no more, we bow our heads in sorrow, but also in resolve. O Companion, beacon of righteousness, our hearts ache from the tragedy that has befallen us. Yet, in this darkness, we hold fast to the unity you taught us. Let unity be our strength, as we remember the light that once guided us. Let our faith not falter, as we pledge to stand together. In the name of the Companion, High Overseer Thavius Krieg, and all that is righteous, we pray to you to guide us to the greater glory. Blessed be the Companion. And the crowd echoes, blessed be the Companion. However, the man with a broken arm that August healed up, you will learn that his name is Ademus. And Ademus will stand up enraged. And he will say, how can we talk about unity? How can we talk about unity and the Companion in a time like this? The Companion exploded. It destroyed our homes. Why? I'll tell you why. Because those hells be damned unity laws. And you'll see his wife get up and start like pulling on him like, shut the fuck up, what the fuck? And he pushes her off and he says, no, I am right. The Companion was a gift from Lathander. I know it to be true. We should have been devout to him. We should have thanked the Morninglord for that great gift. Now we are being punished for blasphemy. You all did this. You all did this. This guy that's been sort of panicking this entire time. There's this dude with a bald head and darker skin, and he's been praying the entire time you guys have left the city. He is like the most devout person ever. He'll say, how do you know it was the Morninglord? We give thanks to the Companion because no god claimed it. The Companion saved us. It would never betray us like this. Ademus will say, look around you, you ignorant sot. Our city is gone. The Companion is gone. We are the reason for our own downfall. And there's like murmurs throughout the crowd.
What's this guy's name again?
Ademus. I wish I had a handout for him, but I don't. He's just this like balding. He used to be a fucking tavern keeper.
And sorry, he's saying that the Companion was from Lathander, the Morninglord, and because we weren't praying to Lathander this whole time, Lathander exploded the Companion.
Yes.
Gentlemen, please. We've all gone through a great tragedy, and there's no need right now to make it worse.
I think Lysanda will also speak up and she'll say, we don't know for sure why this has happened. However, what we do know is that our city is gone and that we must stick together to survive. Recall the Creed Absolute. No, recall the creed resolute. We are called to transcend the individual for the collective. For in unity, we find strength. If we are to reach the safety of this city, Baulders Gate, we must set aside our differences. This guy Demas is just super fucking pissed off. His wife sort of cools him off a little. Like, she's like, please stop doing this. You're embarrassing me, kind of thing. So he does settle down, especially after August sort of stepped up. He'll give like a fucking mean eye at August talking about Kellamvor, and he will sit back down.
And sorry, Jay, what like directive or whatever was Lysanda referring to?
So she will. I read. It took me like I have notes for it. She said she tells him to recall the creed resolute.
Creed resolute.
Recall the creed resolute, and then she quotes it. We are called to transcend the individual for the collective. For in unity we find our strength.
Hearing this, London would look over at Ophelia to see like she seemed to resonate with this at all.
She is burning fucking mad at this guy. Like, you can see smoke coming out of her nostrils. Like, she's gripping her own arm. She's probably about 10 seconds away from going over there and giving him a piece of her mind, but she is staying her tongue for the moment.
And what about when Lysanda's talking about the creed resolute and how like the needs of the collective are more than the needs of the
She definitely cooled off a little bit then. She seemed to reciprocate positively to it.
Interesting.
After this ruckus, there is chatter amongst the people, more confusion. But you know, the argument is settled for now. But this guy Demas is mad, big mad. Like, how dare you be talking about the fucking companion right now? Is there anything else you guys would like to do for the night?
I do kind of want to like go to Ademos and like take him to the side and just
Sure.
like kind of level with him, where it's
Okay.
like, I understand how you feel. I'm not from Elturel. I don't understand the culture around the companion. But like basically like as a cleric and my knowledge of like divinity, I would just want to like turn Lathander's own stuff, like take this as a new beginning, a new dawn, and try and flip this around back on him. Where it's been
Ooh,
like,
I
now
like
you're the
that.
hypocrite if
Yeah,
you don't
yeah. I like
say
that.
like.
Make some kind of check for that. I want to see how he takes it.
I just do
Persuasion.
religion.
I would love a religion check for sure. All right. He will say he's not going to start fucking yelling at you because you are helping him, right? You said his fucking broken arm, right? But he will try to level back with you and be like, the companion just exploded and destroyed and killed many, many people. Forgive me if I don't think of unity when I think of the companion. These people are a bunch of zealots. He'll add in blasphemy, blasphemous zealots.
Not my place, but to comment on it. But I'm not gonna hold this against you as long as it doesn't become a problem.
He nods, but you're not sure if it's going to become a problem again. Anything else?
When that conversation's over, And assuming that, eventually we all kind of group up, or, at least if Tanis and August are together, I think,
Sure.
or whoever. I mean, I assume that would be everyone. I'll just kind of be
The
like,
party's together for this. That's fine.
the Sedemus, he might become a liability. The crazy man's got a point.
He's passionate,
Yes.
to say the least.
Passion does not
Their,
make correctness. For all
their
we know, the
god
companion
just
would have.
destroyed their city.
We don't know that. For all we know, the companion could be the only reason we escaped. That city could have been destroyed the very millisecond without the companion there to dissuade it. Sitting here cursing this and cursing that is not going to help us right now. It's just going to
I'm
drive us
not
apart.
cursing anything. I'm just simply pointing out the fact that an orb just blew up a city, and that orb is what these folks are praying to. That seems dangerous.
And the fact is, we made it out of the city. We don't know what corrupted it. For all we know, there could be a divine being out there who wants to destroy the orb because it was so powerful.
Well, they certainly succeeded if that's so.
Yes, they did. And maybe it gave us one last gift, which was escape. So let's not start cursing it in front of everyone and driving them wild.
I'm keeping this between us, Ophelia.
I know. I'm just saying, before we start saying he's right to be mad. Say what you want about Elturel and their politics. Say what you want about the people. Every city has its cancer right beneath the surface. I will not disagree with that. But the companion, it's been there for 50 years, protecting the people for 50 years.
They've been a ticking time bomb for 50 years and just no one saw it.
Or people did see it, and they were working to kill it for those 50 years. And now they finally succeeded to be powerful enough.
Ophelia, Tanis. It's day 2 of this journey.
Of course, Gauntlet.
Yes, Gauntlet.
We'll have time for debate when we get back to the safety of the city. You both make salient points, and trust me, I'd be interested to debate the points just as much as you are, but I'm afraid we can't afford to lose focus right now.
London would nudge Finn kind of outside of this conversation and say something like, I hate it when brother and sister fight like that. I imagine like that type of like conversation, butting heads, but not like actually mad at each other, happens like all the time type of thing.
This rivalry has just been solidified.
Yeah.
But I want to give Ophelia, Tanis, and August inspiration for that. That was fucking intense, and I loved it. We're on session 2. I love this. So good job, everybody. Is there anything else? So as that scene sort of fades out, as Tanis and Ophelia listen to the gauntlet and sort of shut up about it, side-eyeing each other. Is there anything else you guys do tonight?
Take watch.
Yeah, I assume the watch. Anything else specific? Any specific conversations? All right. Let us take a quick break, and then we will continue with our second day of travel.
Cool.
All right.
I got so much more cool stuff as a genie warlock I want to do.
Yeah. We'll see. That Eric guy is something else, ain't he? He definitely
I'm not
deserves
actually
to
mad
be
at you,
playing
no.
in the big leagues.
I think people are starting to put two and two together and why she's so adamant about not talking about her god.
Yeah, she also has 8 wisdom, so she's not great at putting things together.
Oh, this is exactly what I wanted. Like, hey, holy shit, it was good. I can't wait for more of this. It's gonna be like this the whole time.
My god, the cat fight is going to be extreme.
Dude, and I loved that Elderfire stepped in and was like, shut the fuck up. Oh, it's so good. This is exactly what I wanted. Like, exactly what I wanted. A rivalry in the chain of the command and Elderfire like being like giving orders and shit. Oh man. Oh god, I cannot wait for the rest of this campaign.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to kind of start settling into characters a little more.
And come on, who wants people that work well together all the time?
Exactly.
Honestly, I feel like that's kind of the downfall of campaign 3 of Critical Role is just everyone's too happy-go-lucky with each other.
Don't get me started.
I
Don't get me
can't do
started.
campaign 3 just because of that. Everyone's like, "Oh, you just turned into a
We're
werewolf
best
and tried to kill
friends.
me.
Yeah.
No big deal."
They are like,
Crazy.
we're best friends now. We're gonna be best friends forever. There was a lot more drama in campaign 2 where they were like didn't trust each other. That one of the best moments in campaign 2 was when fucking Ford puts the sword to fucking Caleb's throat.
neck,
Yo, that shit was
so
intense.
good.
He was like, put it down. He's like, I'm taking this. Oh, that's good shit. Okay. Now that we're all back, you guys wake up on the morning of the second day. You can see the fort of the Morninglord in the distance. You'll get there about 1 o'clock in the morning, or 1 o'clock in the afternoon, rather. Would you guys like to start your journey? All right.
You get another long rest.
You do get another long rest.
Do we level up again?
No. Do not expect to level up for quite some time.
So yeah, unless I say otherwise, in the morning, Vin will just redo whatever enchantments and stuff, and the food as well. So Ophelia will get that +2 again to 10 hit points.
It always +2.
Yeah, until I fix it so it's the other feat.
Okay.
I'll let you know about that.
Thank you kindly.
All right.
+2 temporary hit points. Is that what you said?
Yeah. It's just on Vin and Ophelia right now, but each day she can choose like new targets.
As you guys travel, you know, the refugees sludge through the muck and the mud. Tanis, the cart manages to be near the front, and most of Malhamadi is driving the cart. And he will sort of casually look over towards you, Tanis. Although I will say probably Ophelia and possibly London are within range of this conversation. But mostly just wants to talk to Tanis. He'll look over towards you and say, "Soldier, where are you from?"
Baulders Gate. Grew up there, born and raised.
I have an admiration for your style, especially that pendant you wear.
Yes. Had this as long as I can remember.
Where did you get it?
I've been wearing it as long as I can remember. That's all I can say. It was there when they found me.
I can't imagine the rest of your jewelry is up to the code of your soldiers.
we're more we are soldiers is kind of maybe not the right term for what we are. To maybe peacekeepers, I don't know, strong swords, sell swords, the like. We have a little bit of liberties maybe the Order of the Companion doesn't get with their
He will sort of show you
uniform.
some of his rings, and you'll see he's got earrings, and he's all decked out in jewelry, and he just says, "I admire it. I admire it. I do greatly thank you for escorting me to the gate."
May I ask, of all the pieces I wear, magical earring I got from you, all 8 of these rings, my 3 earrings on my right ear, seem interested in my pendant.
It is just
Why?
it's just nice. I have an admiration for the style of it. It would look
Can I
good
make an
around my
insight
neck.
check on
Yes.
this guy?
Yes, please.
Mm.
I'll let you sort of you found it suspicious that he targeted it. That's what you glean from it.
All right. I mean, yeah, I mean, he could just make, because it is pretty ornate,
Yeah.
but, and my party at least knows that it's the source, the conduit of what my powers are. So it's like a little interesting that he targeted that of all things. In fact, suspicious to the point where I'll probably make sure it's tucked under, maybe not just like the first layer, but like kind of to my chest.
Right under the armor too.
Mm-hmm.
He will say, "I shall certainly work out something with my friend and little Kalamshan to reward not just you but all of you for your deeds."
Gold is always appreciated to know that we are doing the right thing for one, but it helps us be able to afford things to help do our duty. As I'll like kind of tap the earring.
He gives you a wink, and that's basically like the conversation can sort of fade out from there. He doesn't really have anything else to say. Is there anything you guys specifically do before you reach? So, okay, there's the question, right? You can see the fort of the Morninglord. You can't really like see it, right? But you can sort of see it off in the distance. Are you guys heading there? Because it seems like this is where the refugees want to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably like send London as a runner, like let them know we're coming, or though they can probably see us from the hill too.
Yeah, they will definitely notice you as you guys approach. So you guys will approach the fort of the Morninglord, unless there is anything pressing that you guys talk about on the way there. Yeah. As you crest over a hill, the fort of the Morninglord comes into view. It's once proud something. I'm not looking at that right now. I'm looking at my handouts. Here we go. Its once proud walls now appeared abandoned and decayed. The bastion, perched atop a steep, grassy hill, looms over the Chianthar like a forgotten sentinel. Darkened by years of neglect, its stone walls are overgrown with creeping vines, with cracked battlements and leaning towers. Below, nestled directly beside the Chianthar, a refugee camp sprawls along the riverbank. Makeshift tents and shelters dot the area, and a few campfires emit thin trails of smoke that curl up into the air. The camp is teeming with refugees, and a few mounted warriors, carrying the standard of the Order of the Companion, patrol the outskirts of the camp. Here is the Fort of the Morninglord.
That's just a picture of Ireland.
Pretty much. What's his name? London, you're in the front?
Yeah, I'd be doing a little recon mission, I think.
Okay, as you're heading up, I want you to make a perception check for me.
Oh,
okay.
Fuck.
You don't really notice it until they are very close, but 6 horses and riders approach. They break off from the camp and begin making their approach. They are pretty close to you guys as a whole. London, with this perception check, you weren't like ahead of them at this time. But one of the six horses and rider is carrying the standard of the twin sons of Elturel, right? The sun and then the little circle on the side of it. They ride up real fast. Is there anything that the lot of you would do while they are approaching?
Kind of like hail them as like, yes, we're here to talk, not a threat.
Yep, you put your hands up, and these six horses spread out as they ride up and form a semicircle around the entire group of refugees. There is a knight clad in like white armor, like he's got shining metal armor, and he's got a white thing over top of it that has what is it called? Fucking
tabard.
Yeah,
tabard.
He has a white tabard over it with gold trim, and it has a holy symbol of the companion on his chest. As these riders approach, all of them have their weapons drawn. And this one lead knight in the center of the group, he approaches and he takes off his helmet, and you will see an older gentleman. He appears to be some sort of captain, knight of some sort. Let me find him. Maybe early 40s, chiseled jawline. And as he approaches, he will say, "Identify yourselves." His hand on his sword hilt.
Gauntlet August Elderfire of the Flaming Fist of Baulders Gate.
One of the other knights will say, "How dare you show your faces here? The Flaming Fist is not welcome, not after what you did." And the knight will put his hand up and say, "The Flaming Fist must answer for their crimes of the assassination of High Overseer Thavius Krieg and the ransacking and burning of Elturel. What do you have to say for yourselves? Answer truthfully or face execution." And all the knights have their swords pointed at you, and he also has his sword sort of half drawn.
Does Ophelia recognize anyone here?
No. Well, you will know. You don't have like a close relationship with any of these people, but you will recognize this guy as he's a knight captain. Aradel is his name. You will have a passing knowledge of him. But he's like, "You guys fucking you assassinated Thavius Krieg and burned and ransacked Elturel. What do you have to say for yourselves? We will execute you right now if you don't tell us now."
I'm sorry, I think there's been quite the misunderstanding. We too were victims of this tragedy. As far as we know, we're the only survivors from the Flaming Fist.
A couple other NPCs will join in. The refugees around you will join in and be like, "No, we were there. They saved us. You know, they speak the truth. The companion destroyed the city." And this Captain Aradel, he will say, "Regardless of what you say, the evidence against the Flaming Fist is compelling."
I'm sorry, you believe we killed our own Grand Duke?
How am I to know if your Grand Duke is actually dead?
The whole city is a crater. It's gone. Everybody's gone, except the people you see here on the riverbanks.
That is not the rumors that I have heard. However, I am to honor the Creed Resolute by investigating your claims thoroughly. And he's sort of dejected. And some of the other knights are like, "Ah, fuck, he's right. We do have to honor the Creed Resolute. Fuck. If you are truly innocent, you will have no objection to being taken to our camp for further questioning."
Can I walk up to beside August
Yes.
for a second and just be like, "Gauntlet, we have orders. What these men say, they are not of our colors. We do not need listen."
From one captain to another, I'm sure you understand orders are orders, and my hands are tied in certain regards. So if this is a voluntary submission, I'm afraid we will not be going. But if you're arresting us, we will not fight you right now, right here.
You confuse me, sir. If your intentions are indeed noble, you will come with us. Otherwise, you will be placed under arrest. And any deception or aggression will be met with swift justice. Please surrender your weaponry and come quietly. Let us not make any hasty moves.
Fists. Relinquish your weapons.
A few of the knights will dismount. Not the captain, but some of the other knights will dismount to collect weaponry. And they will approach you with swords drawn. Not like attack, but like by their sides, like give up your shit.
London will hold on to his bow extra tight for a second and then eventually relinquish it to the knights.
All right. What about everyone else?
I'll draw my long sword and like a dagger from my boot, kind of place them on the nearest knights and be like,
Sure.
It's not a big deal. I don't need my sword to beat you in a fight anyways.
They spit on the ground.
Ophelia's gonna hop off her horse and intentionally like take her giant maul and like drop it into his hand so he's like, cool.
Yeah, sure.
As a show of good faith, may I make a request, Knight Captain?
What is it?
Do you have the ability of contacting anyone within Baulders Gate immediately? We need to tell them of the attack as quickly as we can in case they need to prepare.
I am afraid that you are not under. You are being detained, is what I'll say. That's it. I am afraid that you are currently being detained, and until this investigation is complete, there will be no contacting of anyone.
Then how about after the investigation? We have another 9 days to ride there.
Let's clear our names before we start making requests.
Yeah, he's sort of like, I wouldn't say put off, but he's sort of like, you're a criminal. Like, who the fuck are you? Like, you know what I mean? He's sort
like,
of
you
like,
don't have rights. What are you talking about?
Exactly. Like, he's sort of like, I want to say he ignores you, kind of. You know what I mean? Like, he'll say something to be like, you're being detained. You know what I mean? Reading your fucking Mirandas. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't listen to you, basically. Everyone surrenders their shit.
Yeah, I don't carry any weapons.
Okay, that's fine. Well, you guys will be brought into the camp by these, along with your trail of refugees, who, like Lysanda Loden, will be like, hey, these guys are fucking innocent. Like, you're wrong, you know? And the knight captain will be like, this will, you know, if their intentions are indeed true, we will find out soon enough. And you guys will be led into the camp. Now, as you are led into the camp, you will notice that it is currently a refugee camp. It was once just a camp for Order of Companion Knights, and you can tell because there are Order of the Companion Knight tents, right? That are like war tents set up, that are like really nice. And then there are shoddy fucking lean-tos and shit-ass tents and people just sitting in the mud, as there is like maybe 200 refugees here. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, let's say 100. There is a supply depot with very few supplies, like maybe 10 crates and barrels. And you are brought to a central area where there are an Order of the Companion Knight tents. You will be led into one as it has been cleared of refugees, and you and your entire refugee entourage are placed inside of this tent under the protection of 6 knights. Yes. No, please.
While we are walking, if I can, Ophelia would like to give Tanis like a little like nudge with her hand. You remember last night when I said every city has its cancer? She'll just leave it at that.
I'll kind of like glare at her for a moment and then kind of come to the realization and be like, fuck.
So you were all brought into this emptied tent. It's large enough to fit all of you. It's probably like a eating, what is that called? Like a mess hall kind of tent. And all the refugees and all the Flaming Fist, you guys are set down and monitored. And they will request that August, who seems to be the leader, or they'll ask who's the leader. I think that's what they'll do. They'll be like, who's the leader? August, do you give yourself up as the leader?
Yep. Yeah,
okay.
I also identified myself as a captain.
Okay, I thought, oh yeah, you did. Okay, so then in that case, you will be first to be brought into interrogation. So you are brought from this tent to a war tent, somewhere else. It's got maps and of the like surrounding area and swords on the walls, or like inside this tent, right? And it's just you and the captain, and there's 3 guards outside the tent. And he will say, my oath to the Creed Resolute demands that a knight of the Companion must prove guilt beyond a doubt before delivering justice. Would you be willing to submit under a zone of truth spell?
Absolutely.
He nods. If you and your company are truly innocent, this should clear any reasonable doubt. He'll say, come in. And a priest of the Order of the Companion, this sort of elderly woman, with sort of similar white robes as Lysanda wears. But Lysanda is an acolyte. You haven't much talked to her about it, but her garb is much simpler than this woman's. But she approaches the inn, and she's like some kind of cleric, and she will cast Zone of Truth. Do you submit to it?
Yep.
Just automatically fail it.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Once the spell is cast, the priest will know if you succeeded or failed, right? So they will nod to the captain like, hey, he submitted. And the captain will say, very good. What do you know about the destruction of Elturel?
I'll just give a recollection of what I saw. There was black lightning, that there was a sudden storm that seemed supernatural. There was black lightning that started destroying the city. It struck the High Hall. It struck all of the settlements around. And in just a few short moments, the companion was enveloped by this energy. It had turned black. And as we made it across the bridge out of the city, we turned back and it was nothing but a smoking crater.
Why don't you make an insight check for me? Oh my fucking shit. Okay. So you can read people. Damn. Okay, so you can tell that he is shook because this is not what he was expecting to hear. Although you have a feeling that this might have been one of the rumors that he's heard, but you also have the feeling that he's heard other heinous rumors that he would rather believe. But he puts on a very cool face. He does not acknowledge the fact that you just like gave are in the zone of truth. You know, this is traumatic experience, and he's just like trying to play it cool. The next question he will ask is, did you receive any instructions from your superiors regarding the destruction of Elturel?
We received no instructions to bring any harm to the city or any of its residents. The only instructions we were given regarding the event was from my superior, Manip Roland, to escort as many refugees out of the city as possible.
If what you say is true, how did you manage to escape?
We ran.
You said you were under orders to help the survivors. What steps have you taken to help these people since its destruction?
Well, I'm afraid we weren't able to do it without any criminal action. We did steal a cow from a local farmstead. But otherwise, we've tended to them with the healing magic in our capabilities. We've prepared food from that cow. We've gotten water from the river. We met a fellow refugee with a wagon to help us and assist with the infirmed. But otherwise, our plan was just to walk. And if any refugees wanted to stop here, let them on their way.
Continues to nod as you tell him and sort of scratch his chin. Do you believe that the rest of your... No. He would say, would the rest of your company and the refugees you are guiding corroborate your story?
Yes.
Very good. He will have some guards escort you back out, and you will arrive back at the tent with all the other refugees. In that time, is anyone else doing anything? Like in their tent being guarded by Order of the Companion Knights?
See if I can track the guy who took our weapons.
Sure. He's in the tent with you guys.
Okay, and they're being stowed like somewhere?
They are currently like in the corner of the room, and that is where like 3 of the guards are standing.
That's why he's not going to try and like make a break for it or anything. London just wants to like acutely be aware of
where your shit is.
Yeah.
No problem. Anything else anyone is doing specifically?
Vin is just making sure that they only took weapons, right? So she still has her little sack of gems in the bag of holding, and she's like making an effort to like hide them.
Okay. No problem. So it takes about 30 minutes, like 20 minutes, let's say, for August to return, and he has returned by two guards, and when they arrive, one of the 2 is like a higher ranking guard, and he will request that he'll like point a finger at Tanis and request that he comes.
It's not much of a request if I'm being told, is it?
Come on.
Don't make this any worse. Don't try and resist.
On with it then.
All right, you are guided back to the tent. We since August gave out the major details, do you submit to the Zone of Truth?
Yeah. Yes,
okay.
I will.
Do you corroborate the story? Like, do you tell them exactly what you think happened and all of this stuff?
If I'm under the Zone of Truth, I don't have much of a choice.
That's true.
Yeah. I'll pretty much repeat what he said.
Very good. After the captain sort of nods and he's questioning you, giving you a scrutiny eye, you are returned and Ophelia is brought in. Ophelia, do you submit to the Zone of Truth?
Spitefully, I do.
Okay. Do you corroborate the story? Like, do you tell them everything that you know? Do you make a big stink about it?
I will corroborate the story. I will leave out the part of the cultists.
Okay. That is fine. After that, they'll probably bring 1 or 2 of the refugees, like Lysanda Loden and somebody else, one of the random old people. After they are interrogated, it's been like, I don't know, like a little over an hour of interrogation. In that time, are you guys just hanging out in this tent?
Yeah, London's kind of fidgeting with his backpack and, making sure it's on tight and a little nervous and uncomfortable with the whole situation here.
Okay. Anybody else anything specific or just sort of trying to maintain your cool, keep the refugees cool, stuff like that?
Yeah, just try not to seem like conspirators.
Sure. After the last refugee that was brought in, the captain will follow them out and say he would like to speak to the Flaming Fist in his tent.
All right.
Do you all go? Cool.
Yeah.
You are all brought back to his tent, and when you are brought back, he sort of followed you, he led you there, and then once you are all inside of the tent, he will turn towards you, and his face is a little more apologetic than it was when you first saw it. And he will say, it appears that we were mistaken in our initial judgment. Your accounts align, and there is no evidence to suggest your involvement in Elturel's fall. That, however, does not clear the whole of the Flaming Fist, but your company is clearly innocent, and we owe you an apology.
Just doing your duty, I understand. Can I ask, though, what led you to believe the Flaming Fists has any responsibility in this matter?
We have heard a lot of rumors. With the Flaming Fist in the city, it was a paranoia of my own that they would make a mess. My apologies for believing that. You have been nothing but noble. These are... God.
I was just going to ask to leave, but he's clearly got something to say.
Yeah, he's like, these are trying times, and the Order of the Companion must be vigilant. We are bound by the Creed Resolute to protect the innocent and seek justice against the wicked. We apologize for the harsh treatment and distrust. Thank you for your patience and your understanding. As far as I am aware, I am the highest-ranking officer of the Order of the Companion left, and there is much we do not know about this tragedy that has befallen Elturel. Any information that you have could be crucial. Please feel compelled to share if you know anything, other than what you have shared with me so far. Does anyone have anything else?
Well, London wouldn't say anything, but he would look to August to see if he's going to tell them about the cultists.
Yeah, like it's occurred to August that it might have been an inside job, but it doesn't, like, he has no frame of reference for these masks or anything, so he'll ask about the masks.
So you bring up the fact that there was like people murdering people in the streets and they were wearing weird masks. I have never heard of such a thing, but that is useful information. Thank you.
Has he actually not heard of these before?
Make an insight check. You know, whatever. He will thank you for the information, and he will say, there is a group of Hell Riders that were outside of the city when it fell. They're regrouping here and plan to head back to Elturel to discover what happened. I will pass this information along to them. Thank you. As far as I'm... Oh, go ahead.
Where are the Hell Riders now? Sorry. London would pipe in and interject.
They're in the camp somewhere.
Just fucking somewhere, okay.
Yeah. They're not really his concern. They're like another order of knights that he doesn't really worry about them.
Sure, yeah.
He will say, as far as I am concerned, you are free to go. From what I have learned from the refugees and yourselves, you and your caravan are outfitted enough to continue on. I would not suggest staying the night here at the camp. There is already a shortage of food and supplies, and we are nearly at our breaking point. If you can, please take on a few more refugees into your caravan. It would do a lot of good.
Of course.
Again, I apologize for our hasty judgment.
Better safe than sorry.
You are free to go.
Before we go, as a show of good faith, I believe I requested the possibility of sending a message to Baulders Gate.
Unfortunately, our resources are short. I could not spare another horse or rider. We must protect these people.
Very well. I understand.
So you guys just fucking get dip out?
Yep.
Grab our shit.
Cool. You guys grab your shit. Dip out. The refugees are let out of the tent, or remain in there because more refugees can come in now. It's sort of like a mess hall kind of thing. So there's more people start flooding back in. What would you guys like to do?
What time is it now?
It is 2:30 in the afternoon. And the night was like, please don't stay at the camp. Like, we're fucking already overrun as it is. We don't need more people here.
If more refugees come, Vin is just she's gonna like count out the food and make sure that there's gonna be enough for everyone.
You would have to tell refugees that you're leaving. You know what I mean? Like, you'd have to get some,
Yeah, I think we have
boss,
enough for
what's the
50
deal?
people for 10 days.
What's that?
I think we have enough for 50 people for 10 days.
Yes.
So, yeah, we're all right on food.
Yeah, so how do you approach that situation? So let me set the scene a little bit better. You exit, and there is refugees fucking everywhere, right? And there is a supply depot. London, now that you are like actively looking for it, you do see a group of Hell Riders, and you recognize them from their armor. The Hell Riders all wear very similar armor, and like green capes. And they have like the symbol of it's a horse symbol on their livery. But you do see that they are at the supply depot getting stuff. There are many refugees here at the camp. It is possible to buy supplies here, but they are 2 times as expensive. And you can't, staying at the camp is nearly impossible. There's not enough food, and the situation is almost at a breaking point. That is the information that I have for you.
Given the choice, I think I'd rather leave food for them than bring on more bodies. It'll be harder to keep control of a group much larger than this.
I would agree. There's only so many people I can cook for with my little pot.
You can buy a new pot.
Oh, she is like poor. How much is a pot?
Let's see. Uh, 20 gold.
Oh.
For a cauldron. Like I said, it's twice as expensive, so it's usually only 10.
I have 10 gold pieces if you need them.
I'd rather not take any more debt right now. But like get you back what I already owe you. We'll have to deal with that for now.
Gauntlet Elderfire, are we going to be heading out soon then?
We should probably head out as soon as possible, make most of this daylight while we still have it.
Will you round everyone up? Would you mind if I search the Hell Riders for a dear friend of mine? I think I might have told you about Hamilton before.
All right, just try and make it as fast as possible.
I won't hold you up. As soon as I see that we're leaving, I'll be right on your tail, I promise.
Yeah, why don't you take the horse so you can do it quick? You mind, Ophelia? I know you've kind of taken a liking to it.
Well, he's not giving the horse away, is he?
No, just so he can ride around, look for a Hell Rider, and catch up to us.
Of course. Go right ahead.
Pending any checks you're gonna make me make, I'll get on this horse.
Do you know how to ride a horse, London? No. Look at me. Do you know how to ride a horse?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay, that's fine. All right, you're not an expert like Ophelia, but you can ride a horse.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. He'll get on and cook it towards the supply depot and specifically look for his Hell Rider friend.
Absolutely. I will get back to you. What would everyone else be doing?
Can I try to see if there's perhaps like not a soldier, but like able-bodied men and women that if we did take on more refugees, might not be like protectors, but at least be
Sure.
able to help us like organize and corral
As you
people.
look around, you will see a dark-skinned man and his, maybe early 20s son. And they are standing by they look strong and very able-bodied, and both of them. And they are standing next to a leather-bound sort of case thing full of tools and hammers and shit. And they also have an anvil that the son is sitting on. And they appear to be like looking out for looking for like somebody. But they definitely look abled.
I'll approach this group, and I'll just look around and be like, are you waiting for someone, or do you have plans to leave this place?
I plan to leave. Are you heading out?
We depart for Baulders Gate shortly. We have a small convoy with us, but
Baulders
perhaps
Gate is perfect.
join our convoy, help us, and we'll get you there as safe as we can.
My son and I are blacksmiths by trade. I do have 25 gold if you can escort us, but you have to provide a way for us to transport our tools and anvil.
How heavy is the anvil?
Fucking heavy. They can lift it and get it into the cart that you guys know you have, right? They don't know if you have a cart or not.
A moment. Find you if this suits our needs.
Sure. I am Wellham Mooney. This is my son, Jermaine.
Wellham and Jermaine, pleasure to meet. I'll be back.
Sure.
And I'll just report my findings to August and the deal that they drive.
Sure.
We got an ox pulling that wagon, so I could probably handle an anvil.
Blacksmith might be useful on a 10-day.
Yeah, if we need repairs done, if the wagon breaks.
Mm-hmm.
Not a carpenter, but no, we have Van for that.
So long as we're okay displacing some of the women and children.
I think maybe we bring it down to just the infirmed, the children, and the anvil.
Well, someone could probably ride on the horse with me, at least walking.
So you go back and get the two guys?
Yep.
Sure. You bring Mosif with you in the oxen cart, and the two men will, this anvil's goddamn heavy, but the two men will lift it into the cart and take their big sack of tools and set it in. They brought basically like their whole shop with them. And they sort of place it all in the back of the cart. It does take up a little bit of room. And he will give you this satchel, a little coin purse full with 25 gold pieces. He will give it to Tanis.
I'll take it.
He thanks you profusely for the escort.
I'll put it back into his hands. Be like, we don't take from the needy.
He says, I have a way to make a living for myself. Please.
You'll help us. Don't worry. Your payment will be called upon on this trip. That's payment for us.
He nods and he will take the gold and put it back in his pocket. Anything else you guys are doing?
Proud nod from August watching the interaction.
Cool.
Tanis, I didn't know you could be so altruistic.
It's only to you I'm an ass.
Very cool. So you guys do you donate some food? Do you take on more refugees? What's the deal with that?
Yeah, we'll take on, I guess we could probably afford. I mean, if they can walk, like another like 10 refugees or something, could probably
Okay.
come with us.
You can take on another 10 for sure. Okay. As you talk to a lot of these refugees, many of them are just hoping that a boat is going to come because this is so close to the Chianthar. They're just hoping that like the likelihood of a boat riding by either from up the river or from Baulders Gate, and they're either going to try to pay their way on or beg to get on to head back to Baulders Gate. But a lot of them are going to Baulders Gate, and they're just waiting for a boat. So actually, I'll say you only get like a couple. Yeah, 10's fine. Another 10, because they're like, most people want to wait for the boat because they don't want to walk to Baulders Gate, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is there anything else you guys would do, or just take them and start heading out? You know, corral the people and head them out.
Yeah, pretty much that, I'd say.
Okay. All right. You guys start making your way out, and we will cut back to London. London, you ride up to the supply depot. There's very little supplies, but you will see a group of 5 Hell Riders. They have their horses stationed that are drinking out of like a water trough. Oh, they're by the river. They're drinking out the river. And they are sort of grooming the horses and packing stuff and the saddlebags and stuff as you approach. You do not immediately recognize any of them. However, you do notice that one of them is a sort of captain-ish.
Yeah, from horseback, I would yell out, Riders, has anyone seen Hamilton?
The leader is a woman. She has the insignia of a stallion, which all of the Hell Riders, what's it called? Like ranking hierarchy is based on horses. So she's a stallion, which is like basically a gauntlet. She will say, Hamilton, old man Hamilton.
Yes.
He's not part of our company. I'm sorry.
Have you had any news? I believe he was stationed in Elturel during the attack.
We were outside of Elturel on a training mission when the city fell.
All right. Best of luck to you then, and hit the reins and continue scouting throughout the camp if there's anyone else.
He will. The Hell Rider will say something about the companion. Blessed be the companion to you.
Yeah. He'll give the whatever the like normal response is, and to you or whatever.
Right. Okay. You look around the camp, and you don't see any other Hell Riders or anyone familiar to you.
Okay. He'll continue on horseback looking around until the point that he can see August and them starting to mobilize, and then he'll kind of catch their tail.
Absolutely. You guys want to keep walking for the rest of the day? Very good. Let me actually do this. So can't be right. Oh, because you got a little extra. So you're just a little past the 4 of the morning. Like it's still in the distance by the end of the day. I'll say you're like right there. However, along the walk, one of the new refugees will approach Ophelia, who is now riding the horse, I guess. You get back on the horse? Okay, cool. She is wearing tattered noblewoman's clothes. It appears that she is someone of note. She looks like this. But she's dirty and grimy and her clothes are all torn up. And she will say, salutations. You look familiar to me. What is your name?
I am Fist Second Rank Ophelia.
I am very grateful for allowing you to join your caravan.
Was there something you needed? I'm quite busy here keeping a lookout.
You just look familiar. I can't quite place my finger on it. I'm sure I'll think of what it was.
Hopefully you kind of give her, she's not looking at it, but she kind of gives her like a side eye as she's writing.
Sure.
I doubt you know who I am. I work for the Flaming Fist in Baulders Gate.
Oh, my apologies. I didn't mean to bother. I'm a noblewoman, you know, of Elturel. I may have good standing in the gate. Perhaps I can offer you a reward when we get to the city.
Any assistance you can offer will be much appreciated.
Your assistance is much appreciated.
If there's anything you need, let us know. We have plenty of rations for the road.
Thank you. Ophelia, was it?
Yes, Ophelia.
Very good. Very good. Thank you. And she'll sort of blend back into the crowd. Almost that time. Let's say, is there anything else you guys want to do on this day?
I think so.
Okay. The beginning, you guys will end the day. This is the second day, right? Okay. You will end the night of the second day. And as you start you're going to set up a camp again?
Yep.
Like the same kind of shit-ass camp that you did before? Okay. Maybe a little bit better this time. You start to set up camp. And I think that's just where we're going to end the session. I think that's where we're going to end the session.
Okay.
Cool. We are on the second day of our 10-day journey to Baulders Gate.
Going pretty smooth.
Yeah, no problem.
This is going to be easy.
No problems at all. Very cool.
Starting to get some nice little breadcrumbs out there. Good backstories. I like it.
Man, if only we had a cauldron of cooking or whatever the fuck we had. I
know that's right. I know that's right. All right, well, that was the end of our second session. I way over prepared. I have all 10 days and Baulders Gate ready.
Oh.
We can keep going.
Yeah, right. No, that's enough. That's enough. It's just I'm just gonna start getting into a bunch of other shit. So it might as well be the end of the start of the night. We will end the session. We will pick back up next week. Hey?
Actually, I have a question for Chris. So I know you're being suspicious with your bag. Would anyone have probably noticed you being weird with your rucksack?
I mean, unless someone's like purposefully watching him, probably not. I mean, he's like obviously hiding something, right? So he's not going to be like, I'm just going to put my bag over here and no one look at it. But if you're like, keeping eyes on him, you'd probably pick up on a few cues here and there.
Well, you mean like talking to your bag and putting food in there?
Yeah. I mean, kind of like not like, open, I'm like shoving a whole ham in there type of thing. Like I said, if you're actively watching him, you would be like, something's going on in that bag.
Somebody with a much more than 9 passive wisdom might.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Well, what's your passive perception? Let's start there.
Oh, that's 9. So.
Yeah. Well, I cannot wait for the next session. This is going to be good.
Also, does it not bother anyone else that like our boss doesn't carry weapons, which I just learned just like a moment ago?
Wait a second.
What am I going to do with it?
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, what's the guy from that
Hacksaw Ridge? Haven't seen?
Yeah, what's that guy's name? God, I can't remember. That's what that just reminded me of right there. But interesting.
He's got the Captain America loadout. Just a shield
You throw your shield at people?
That's sick as fuck.
with my
Yeah.
11 strength score and simple weapon proficiency.
Damn it, we should have left that douchebag back at the camp before we left.
He came. He's coming with you guys.
Damn it.
Ademus? Oh yeah, he's with you.
Oh yeah, you think he wants to hang out with those fucking knights?
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Future forward, September 18 and 25. I'm gonna be in Europe.
Did you say September?
Yeah.
Bro, I won't even remember that shit.
Okay. I'm just putting it out there now.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if we're throwing out September 11th, I will be in Orlando on a work trip that I probably won't be able to do this during. So
Okay, no problem.
it seems like we'll be taking 2 weeks off in September.
Yeah, that's all right. You said 18 and 25,
Yeah.
Chris? Okay, so 3 weeks off.
Oh, 3 weeks.
Well, I might play one of those without somebody. It might
Yeah.
be all right.
I am like always. fun
There's
with
like
that.
many games before we get to that.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, we're gonna be pretty into the thick of it by that time. So, all right, but we're good for next week.
Yeah, I'm definitely good for the next 2 weeks myself.
Good for the foreseeable future till
Cool.
September.
That sounds great to me. I fucking cannot wait. It was very nice playing with you guys.